it's called Dad's Car Something Hitting at McDonald's version.
Yeah. Flying car was picking Luke up in the morning.
Read your titles.
One day, Carl was at McDonald's in Hitchin early morning, getting chips, milk and nuggets, which was being loaded to the car, but it took a long time for him to get it. Luke was watching the very best of Thomas and Friends 2003 DVD in the car region 2, and he has been worried that he was going to be late for Dad at the garage. He won't like that car, please hurry up. Luke was rudely interrupted, but then the McDonald's flew over, and Luke caught it. He shouted to Carl, "Well done. That's cool. This is nice." He was glad when the car was flying along Hitchin shops, and watching the very best Thomas and Friends DVD subtitles were on in the car. As he drew near Hitchin streets, they saw a man waving a red light. "What's the matter now, Carl? Cars are very dangerous, but the swimming gala is a great race," reported the man. "I wish I'd marked the spot." "We'll go and inspect," said Luke, and the car carried on flying, and he looked both ways to see the cars racing. Clear the road, and they carried on. They get the F-type garage. It would be very dangerous soon as swimming pool races, agreed. But it's safe enough. The car left the red oil lamp by the damaged path to warn the children. "When we get to the garage, I'll tell Dad to collect McDonald's," and they went off. Dad was waiting to collect McDonald's for Luke and the car. "Phew, you're late." "And that's yummy and delicious." "Yes, it's McDonald's food," said Luke, "and there's danger on the road." "That's why you're late." "Pa, you're the only danger on the road." "Luke, now stop wasting time and get McDonald's loaded into my boot," said Carl. Dad put McDonald's in the car boot, and he was on his way, and Dad got into the car and they started off, beeping his horn. Honk honk. They were flying out of the garage, and the boot filled with McDonald's. "Luke, like the flying kipper, what route he's taking tonight?" asked Luke to Dad. "The coastal run. It's the quickest, but I told Dad it's dangerous for people like the car." The garage master phoned the man. Luke was still watching the very best of Thomas and Friends, and "I'll soon make up for lost time," he said. The man was answering the telephone, but he couldn't hear the warning by the time the car was far away in town. But when they reached the Galleria, it helps, for the fast run would be dashed through the Galleria in the mall. "Lots of people," cried Carl. "Not." And they go, "Hey, go!" And when they get to the swimming gala, it was too late. Carl went into a swimming pool and crashed through, went splash and landed in the pool.
Through the window.
And they went under the water, and the swimming race is about to begin. Swimmers went over to the car and got under the water. As soon as the swimming was deep enough, the car was craned out of the water.
It was an accident.
Yeah. "Cars don't swim. Carl, you were meant to deliver McDonald's, chips and milk and nuggets, not swim with them," said Luke. "You should know better by now." "Yes, Luke, I'm sorry." When Carl arrived to dive in at a diving swimming pool, Mum looked down at him disdainfully. "My Carl, I expect you to have some McDonald's," tells the tale, "to take the vice and long hose down." "Pa," said the car, but there was worse to come. "Look," said the boy, "they caught all the McDonald's chips and flying well. Too, it's not a wow, it's a monster." The car was most upset. Hungry and thirsty, Luke and Dad now felt sorry for the car. "Come on," Dad says, "it's time for a nice hot car wash." "I feel much better." Ate the chips, had the nuggets and the milk. McDonald's to get money for the car wash, and they drank the milk. The car was having a wash in the car wash, and he was taking a bath and shower. Get there at the Galleria and get some from CEX DVDs. It was nice and clean. And the car did. "I'm sorry we were rude to you, Dad." "Oh, that's all right. You can smell something." "What?" Colin said, "Fresh air." "Oh, yes," replied the car. The end.
Right, my turn now.
Very good, Luke. Very good.
It's my turn.
All right.
One day, Carl was at McDonald's in Hitchin. The early morning catch of McDonald's chips, milk and nuggets was being loaded in the car, but the work took a long time. Luke was watching The Very Best of Thomas and Friends 2003 DVD in the car region 2, and he was worried. I'm going to be late for Dad in the garage. He won't like this. Please hurry up. And Luke was rudely interrupted. But then the McDonald's flew over, and Luke caught it. Got it! He shouted. And the car laughed. Cool, said Luke. This is nice. He was glad when they were flying along the Hitchens shops. And the very best of Thomas and Friends DVD subtitles were on in the car. As he drew near the Hitchens streets, they saw a man waving a red light. What's the matter now? Cars are very dangerous, but that swimming gala is the great race. That swimming gala isn't in a great race, reported the man. I wish I marked the spot. We'll go and inspect, said Luke. And the car carried on, flying and then looked, and he looked both ways to see the cars racing and clear the road, and they carried on, and they get to the F-Type garage. It would be dangerous for swimming pools race again, for swimming pool races, agreed the car, but it's safe enough. The car left the red oil lamp by the damaged track to warn engines, by the damaged path to warn children. When we get to the garage, I'll tell him to close the lot. I'll tell Dad to collect McDonald's, and they went off. Dad, it says 2 ners. It's actually 1 ner.
Okay.
Dad was waiting to collect McDonald's for Luke in the car. Phew, you're late, and that's yummy and delicious. Yes, it's McDonald's food, said Luke. And there's danger on the road. That's why we're late. Pa! You're the only danger on the road, Luke. Luke, now stop wasting time and get McDonald's loaded in my boot. Dad put McDonald's in the car boot, and he was on his way. And Dad gets in the car. Dad gets in the car, and they started off beeping his horn. Honk honk. They were flying out of the garage in the boot called McDonald's, like the flying keeper. What route is he taking tonight? Asked Luke to Dad. That's me! The coastal run is the quickest. It's the quickest. But I told you that's dangerous for people like the car. The garage master quickly phoned a man.
Honey, you ready to go to bingo?
Luke was still watching The Very Best of Thomas and Friends. I'll soon make up for lost time, he said. The man was answering the telephone but couldn't hear the warning. By the time he did, the car was far, far away in the town. But when the car reached the Galleria, it helps for a fast runward dashed through the Galleria in the mall. There's lots of people, cried the car. Nor did the money. And when they could get to the swimming gala, but it was too late. The car went into the swimming gala window and crashed through it and went splash and landed in the swimming pool. and they were and they went under the water below, and the swimming race is about to begin. The swimmers went over the car who had an accident underwater. As soon as the swimming pool was deep enough, the car was craned out of the water. Cars don't swim, car. You were meant to deliver McDonald's chips, milk and nuggets, not swim with them, said Luke. You should know that by now. Yes, Luke, I'm sorry. When the car arrived at a diving swimming pool, Mum looked down on him disdainfully. My car! I expect you have some McDonald's tales to tell, but take my advice, have a long hose down first. Pah! Said the car, but there was worse to come. Look, said a boy. They caught all this McDonald's chips and a flying whale too. It's not a whale, it's a monster. The car was most upset. Hungry and thirsty, Luke and Dad now felt sorry for the car. Come on, Dad says. Dad says it is time for a nice hot car wash down. Then you feel much better. They ate chips and nuggets, and they drank milk from McDonald's to get money for the car wash. The car was having a wash in the car wash, and he was taking a bath and shower and get there at the Galleria to get some from CEX to get DVDs and stuff, and he was nice and clean, and the car did. I'm sorry we were rude to you, Dad. Oh, that's all right. But can you smell something? What? Asked the car nervously. Fresh air! Oh, yes, replied the car. To be continued.